Alrighty guys, welcome back. It's late. It's after midnight here. We got a few packages in with a bunch of new games. So we got a bunch of tear the shrink wrap off to show you guys. So I might as well start them now, and even though it's late. Unconditional Surrender Western Campaigns. This is by GMT Games. And we're going to check out what you get in the box. Let's tear this shrink wrap off first and take a look at what's inside the box. I got basically 3 packages of games in today, so I've got like 20 new games. So we're going to be doing a lot of tear the shrink wrap off. But anyways, Unconditional Surrender Western Campaigns is a strategic level covering individual World War II campaigns fought between the Axis and Western Allies faction in Western Europe, such as Poland, Scandinavia, France, and Italy. You decide how far to push your successful spearhead, not knowing how far the rest of your units will advance. You deal with the limitations of available forces and assets. You choose where to land your amphibious invasion. Can you strike the right balance of success by deciding between timely and recklessness and when to commit your air and other assets? Using relatively simple mechanics and low counter density, players easily handle the air and ground action without complicated subsystems or tall stacks of counters. 7 of the scenarios are playable on a single 8.5 by 11 map and an 8.5 by 11 tracking display, along with a foldable 11 by 17 player aid card. The game's physical footprint is small. For those new to military history gaming, players can learn the rules with a progressive manner by playing a few scenarios, each adding more rules, air and ground mechanics, airborne assaults, seaborne invasions, economics, and supplies are introduced in small portions. Also available as an option, players can learn to game by following an extended and annotated example of play. The features of this game are low counter density, small footprint, comprehensive and play balance rules for scenarios. It should be noted that Unconditional Surrender Western Campaigns is a derivative from the game Unconditional Surrender World War II in Europe. They each have the same unit and map scale and use the same rules for air, ground, and combat mechanisms. However, more strategic elements, diplomacy, strategic warfare, etc., have been abstracted or removed in Unconditional Surrender Western Campaigns to simplify the rules and reduce the playtime. Number of players is 2. Half an hour to 4 hours, depending on the scenario. Complexity is 5 out of 10. Solitaire suitability is 7 out of 10. Ages 14 and up. Let's take a look at what we get in the box now. Maybe. Alright, there we go. It's kind of sticky. So we got a bag of bags. We have 2 dice, a green and a gray. We got a rule booklet, which is pretty big. We'll have to take a look at that in a minute. We have a guidebook. We have a playbook. So we have a rule booklet, a guidebook, and a playbook. 3 books. Okay, what else? We have faction card, one-sided. We have the Western Campaigns sequence of play flowchart. So you're going to do the weather phase, then the economy phase, the strategic movement phase, the operation phase, conditional events, no supply phase, replacement phase, mobilization phase, victory check phase, and the end of the turn phase. Then you have your combat results tables, your movements, your weather, productions, combat results, ground combat, air combat, and your operational phase flow chart. There are, looks like 2 copies of that. And there is a single counter sheet. That's actually going to make me very happy that I don't have to spend hours and hours and hours punching counters. Obviously, they are not pre-rounded counters. But they're at least, they don't seem too bad. Probably, oh, and I've knocked them. I've really done it now. All right. We'll look at these. We have Poland. So there is Poland. Single-sided. You have the France. You have Norway and Denmark. And we got a nice big one here, which is North Africa. So you got what? One. Oh, I'm sorry. Some of these are two-sided. This is Italy. Let's see. Let's see if this one is two-sided. So we got northern France or northern Africa, North Africa. We have the Mediterranean Sea in Italy, Denmark and Norway, France and Yugoslavia, Balkans. Then you have Poland. There you go. So, just need to bunch out these counters and, yeah, doesn't seem too bad. Get your player aids. The faction card. Playbook with your maybe example of play. Guidebook. This looks like your more extensive example of play here. This looks like a serious go there at the France map. Okay, we're going to probably look at this. Okay. Rule booklet's not too bad. Only comes in at 28 pages. There's an index in the back of it. Events, okay, weather, unit logistics, economy. The country's production and expenditures are tracked using the production markers on the faction card. A production 1 marker starts in the 0 box on the 1s row. A production 10s marker, if any, starts in the 10s box of the 10s row. Economy phase determines how many production points are received for each of the active countries. Supply checks, air strikes, combat, Okay. Okay. There you go. That is what you get in the box of Unconditional Surrender. A lot of detailed information and a lot of rule booklets and playbooks and everything. So that should help learn the system. Should be pretty good. Time scale is monthly turns. Map scale is 30 to 40 miles per hex. Unit scale is an army, fleet, or wing. So we're talking like way zoomed out in this, which is nice. The map's nice and small, you can see. Got one double and a bunch of little ones. So if you want a small footprints, this might be a good game. Which I enjoy the smaller stuff, so that's why I got this Unconditional Surrender Western Campaigns. Let me know your thoughts, comments, questions, or suggestions in the comments section down below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, my friends. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Poland, France, Norway, Italy, France, North Africa. It's a game designed and developed by Salvatore Vasta and Alan Hill. And produced by GMT Games. See you soon.